Hey everyone, Matt here. Thanks for downloading Seincast. You're listening to one of our early episodes, which means the audio quality, well, it's not that good. Plus, we weren't playing clips from the show yet. Starting with the second season episode, The Chinese Restaurant, you'll notice an improvement with our new microphones and the addition of show clips to the discussion. You'll just have to put up with the audio issues until then. Rest assured, it does get better. We had a lot of fun recording these early episodes and poring over the excruciating minutia that makes Seinfeld so great. Enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to Seincast. We're here to discuss everything related to the show about nothing. My name is Matt.
My name is Vinny.
How you doing, Vinny?
Good.
Good.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm very happy that we're finally doing this podcast. We've been talking about it for years, or at least I've been talking about it for years.
You've been talking about it, I've been listening.
Yes, exactly. Just hearing, one day I'd like to do a podcast about Seinfeld. And what better time to do the podcast than the 25th anniversary of the pilot, July 5th.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Yes, happy birthday, buddy. Happy birthday, Seinfeld. 25th anniversary of the pilot, originally aired on July 5th, 1989. We're not going to be discussing the pilot in this episode. This is just sort of an intro pod to have everyone kind of understand what we're doing here. The big joke is we have no idea what we're doing here. We're sort of winging this as we go, and we hope you enjoy it. This podcast will hopefully amount to 180 episodes. We're going to be discussing all 9 seasons of Seinfeld, episode by episode. We might later get into some Curb Your Enthusiasm and maybe some movies and TV shows that the cast did. Just so everyone is clear, we're going to be going in order of episodes by the DVDs. These don't entirely match up with the original air dates or the Wikipedia episode guides. We're just going to stick with the DVDs because those are what we own and really is how we watch the show.
That's our Bible, right?
Yes, pretty much. We understand that a lot of people watch the show online.
My parents will still only watch it in syndication. If I'm like, here, take the DVD so you can watch it, they won't. They'll just collect dust. Only if it's on, syndicated television will they sit and watch Seinfeld.
Well, I'd like to hear from people who maybe only watch the show via syndication. I know I've come across a lot of fans who don't own the DVDs, yet they're diehard fans, and everyone just has a different way of appreciating the show.
What's up with that?
What is up with that? No, I totally get it. If it's on TBS or like a local network, I won't change the channel, and it's such a treat to watch it with commercials. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's so much fun to watch it. Maybe the fact that the show has been off the air for 16 years and it's still in syndication, and I think it might be one of the highest rated shows in syndication still.
Oh, I'd agree with that. I really like watching the shows in order, so season 1 all the way to season 9. So when there is an episode on, I won't change it as well, but it just makes me feel a little bit uneasy that I'm like, I didn't get to see the episode leading into this, and after this, Friends is coming on or something. But I've done that so many times, watched it 1 through 9 in order, that now I'll actually change it up and I'll watch season 9 first, then season 8, then season 7, so I'll kind of Tarantino it and go backwards, just for fun, just to mix things up.
You do your own version of the betrayal, but
yes,
as a whole.
Bad bye. Is that not what they say? I know she says hello, but
bad bye.
Is it?
She say bad bye. She says hello, but do you want to say
bad bye is also referenced, right?
Yeah, she says shouldn't she?
Isn't that the opposite of goodbye?
Yeah.
Bad
no,
bye.
It's still goodbye.
Is he black? Cut that out.
Cut all this out.
So I have a question for you, Matt. Do you remember the first time you saw a Seinfeld episode, where you were, the episode, your place?
I do remember it. It was 1997. It was one of the last episodes of season 8, The Muffin Tops. I hadn't ever watched Seinfeld before that. The part I remember is when Jerry sees the full moon when he's in the school bus. I'm sorry, the reality bus, and he sort of turns into a werewolf because he had recently shaved his chest, and he runs through the woods and starts scratching and howling at the moon. And
Ow! That feels good.
Which is such a wacky moment for the series as a whole. I think it's great, but it's really not what the show is at its core. But that was my first experience watching the show. And as I think I was 12 at the time, I liked it. Like that was my kind of humor. And I'm not saying the later seasons the humor is for like 12-year-olds. It's just that it was something I got. It was simple. It was funny, and from that point on, I watched the last episode, The Summer of George, and then I watched season 9 as a whole as it aired live. And as I watched that entire season, I watched a lot of reruns, and that's really where my love began. So yeah, spring of 1997. What about you?
I don't remember the actual year. I'd like to say it was around 1990, 1989, but I have this vivid memory of it's actually in the pilot episode when Jerry sits down with his bowl of cereal and he's wearing the red sweatpants and the blue sweatshirt. And he's like, if you know what happened in the Met game, don't say anything. I taped it. I remember sitting watching that with my parents because my parents are from Brooklyn, New York. So they were like, hey, it's a show with New Yorkers. So that's why they were into it. And I didn't quite know what was going on. This was 1989. I would have been 6 at the time. So I think I was there from the beginning, but it was a show that I got to kind of sit with my parents and bond with. Although, granted, the subject matter was kind of taboo for a 6-year-old. So
Right, but maybe
I might be wrong, but it might have been a syndicated episode. But I'm not quite sure. But I do remember seeing that pilot episode with my parents very early on. And I liked the three of us sitting down, enjoying a little comedy.
You've been in it since the beginning, it sounds like.
Pretty much.
Which is pretty cool to say. Maybe we could just let everyone know a little bit about ourselves and how we met. Vinny and I went to college together. We actually met about 10 years ago this fall. Vinny was the RA on my floor when I was a sophomore. And it's really funny when I think about it that I'm friends with my RA from college.
Everyone always found that really comical.
Yeah, really comical. It's like
you stay friends with your RA?
Who does that? I never looked at you as my RA, which I'm sure you can agree with because
I could tell.
I was a pretty reckless.
You were a handful out of all my residents.
Yes, I was constantly looking to get in trouble, I think. But early on, we had a deep love for Seinfeld. This was a show that a lot of people just watch in syndication, but for us, it was a lot more than that. We tried to incorporate as many quotes and references into just our everyday conversations.
Almost ad nauseum for people would actually say, "Is that a Seinfeld quote?" or "Is that all you guys talk about?" Is Seinfeld?
I can recall, yes, a few times where you have a group of 6 people and we're the only two talking about Seinfeld. Everyone else just wants to leave because it's so annoying after a while.
And that's why we've stayed friends, and they fell by the wayside.
I'd say one of our biggest bonding moments was when we saw Jerry Seinfeld live at well, I guess I should say too that we went to Michigan State and he came to the Wharton Center there. I seem to recall though planning to wake up extra early with you to get to the box office and buy tickets first thing. And what happened? I slept in, I think.
I knocked on your door, nobody answered, and this is everybody had roommates back in the dorms. Usually people left their doors unlocked, so I turned the knob just to make sure there was nothing decaying in there, and you're sound asleep on your top bunk. A lot of expletives were thrown out, but I was like, we're gonna miss the show.
And we did actually. We missed the tickets. We weren't there to buy it, but we fortunately
luckily they added a second show, the 9:30, so we did get tickets. But we saw the second showing of his show, and I believe Mario Joyner was the opener that night.
Yes, those listening who aren't familiar with Mario Joyner, he played Maroon Golf in the Puerto Rican Day Parade. He's, I think, really good friends with Jerry in real life. He's a fellow stand-up comedian, obviously. He also is in the engagement episode. He's walking.
Is that with Death Blow?
With No,
what
it wasn't
about the
Death
scene
Blow.
where Harrison Ford is shooting back at them falling?
It's Firestorm.
What about the underwater escape? Oh, it's
I think
Firestorm.
it's Firestorm, actually. Death Blow is what Jerry bootlegs, but Firestorm, I believe, is the one that they're going to see.
Oh, because George and Susan go see The Muted Heart.
Yes. This is what you have to look forward to on Seinecast. 2 fans just talking about the show and trying
just
to
nerding out to some Seinfeld.
Yeah, that's all we're going to do here, actually. Since graduating college and getting on with our regular lives, I moved to New York, and I've been out here ever since. Vinny, you live in D.C., but
Yep.
Nonetheless, we tend to get together as much as possible. When I first moved to New York, I lived at the top of Central Park, Tom's Restaurant, where they filmed the exteriors of Monks. coffee shop is a few blocks away from Central Park on 112th Street, and which was about maybe a 10-minute walk from my apartment. So, Vinny, I think one of the first things we ever did as fans when I moved to New York was go to that restaurant as much as possible,
Yeah.
which was awesome. I mean,
Yep.
for those of you again who haven't been, the inside is nothing like the set that they had on the show, but just walking up to that restaurant and seeing, if you're at night, seeing those big neon lights that say restaurant is quite a thrill as a Seinfeld fan. And
I'd recommend any Seinfeld fan experience that because it's a cool feeling walking up. You're
yes, absolutely. We tended to go there as many times as possible. We also would try to do as many Seinfeld experiences in the city, right? We would we visited Jerry's apartment, 129 West 81st Street, which is not the exterior from the show. The one in the show is apartment building in L.A. So it's a little weird to be like, oh, well, this isn't the apartment from the show. But if the show were, if it took place in real life,
The physical address is
Yes.
important to us.
Oh,
And then
absolutely.
we've made it our life's mission to try and do Seinfeld-related events or visit the addresses. We went to the West Side Diner. right?
Westway Diner.
West Way Diner, excuse me, which is, according to the DVD, where Jerry and Larry went and came up with the idea for the show. And we even tried to sit in the actual booth they were in from what we could gather from the DVD, although we don't know if we got it. We went there. We also took our friend Rich came with us, and he ordered a bowl of Kicks. I think you got the egg white omelet.
So basically, this is all to say, Vinny and I are such huge fans of the show. Whenever we're together, for the past 10 years, we've been trying to incorporate elements of Seinfeld into our
Yep.
life. Sometimes we don't want certain events to happen in our life, and we have no choice on the matter. Fortunately, neither of us has had a fiance that's died from licking poison envelopes, but we try to experience the Seinfeld life as much as we can. I'd say the biggest Seinfeld experience we had was when we took Kenny Kramer's reality bus tour. Now, Kenny Kramer was the the neighbor of Larry David when he first came up with the show and was the inspiration for the character of Kramer. And just like, art imitating life, life imitating art, Kenny Kramer formed a reality bus tour where he would take fans of Seinfeld around the city in a bus, and I think it was $37.50 for a ticket. I don't think we got Three Musketeers. We got.
I thought you got a mini box of Junior Mints.
That's right. Yes.
Yep.
So he's trying his best to cash in on Seinfeld, which is totally awesome. I love that idea. I wish there was more people.
Yeah.
That did this. I don't know if Kenny still does the bus tour.
Yeah, we gotta look and see. I'd like to go on that again, though. It's been a while. I'd like to visit him. Just so you guys know that we are legit fans, during the trivia portion of the bus ride, I got the question right. I think it was, I don't remember the question, but the answer was Jay Buhner, because I got a Jay Buhner baseball card was my prize for getting the question right. So I think it was what Frank Costanza asks, how could you trade Jay Buhner? He had, 120 RBIs and blah, blah, blah. So I won the trivia, and then we also bought a bunch of merch there. We each got Kenny Kramer mugs that say something to the effect of course, this is my... Oh, you're drinking out of it right now.
I'm actually drinking out of it right now. It's a big coffee mug, says Kramer's Reality Tour, and on the back is Kenny Kramer. He looks nothing like Michael Richards. He just has long curly hair, backwards baseball cap, and a mustache, and he says, "Of course I'm the real Kramer. Who else could have thought up a scheme like this?"
Yep.
So.
And we also... I bought a Kramer throw, which is completely unnecessary, but I love it. It's huge. It goes over my bed. And then we also got matching Ass Man license plates.
Yes, yeah. So we're trying to again, I can't express this enough. We're trying to live and breathe Seinfeld everywhere we go. I have an astronaut pen. You gave me the baseball the basketball shoes with the
my high
on
school
them.
baseball coach had the vertical leap training shoes,
Right.
and they were just sitting in his office. I said, "Is anybody using these?" And he said no. So I said, "Can I have them?" And of course, they were your size, and I gave them to you as a engagement present.
Jesus. I think from time to time I've given you gifts for Christmas, like a bag full of Seinfeld candy, Seinfeld food, anything to reference. I think we printed off photos from the show, like.
Oh yeah, I have a photo of Kramer and Jerry. It looks like to be at a New Year's party during the millennium, and they're embracing it. It's a really sweet photo, but you put it in a frame for me and gave it to me as a gift. Just recently, I graduated from pharmacy school, and you gave me a gift, and it was in a box. It wasn't wrapped, but it was one of those TV style gifts where you just pull off the top, and inside, beneath some tissue paper, was $182. And for all of you playing along at home, that is how much Jerry gave Elaine for her birthday, because he didn't know what to get her, and the gift was gonna, dictate how he felt about her. So he went with cash.
Yes.
Can I add one more thing?
Go.
We've also done Seinfeld trivia a couple times in the city through what's the name of it?
Trivia AD.
Trivia AD, and each time we've played with a couple other friends, and we've won. So it was among... How many teams were there when we won that first time?
Oh, there had been maybe 20, 30 teams.
And it was at...
It's Gotham Comedy Club on 23rd Street. It was sort of a special event, and I'm so glad, one, that we went, and also that we got first place, because it couldn't have been a more perfect setting to win at Seinfeld Trivia. For those of you on the East Coast, mainly in the New York area, Trivia AD specializes in a lot of TV and movie trivia, and one of their big shows, the ones that they love doing in the city, is all Seinfeld-based trivia. And the reason I'm talking about it so much is that as a side gig, I actually host Seinfeld Trivia now. I didn't host Seinfeld Trivia. There we go. When Vinny and I first went to it, that was years ago. But over time, I eventually struck up a friendship with the owner of Trivia AD, and he basically gave me the wonderful offer of hosting Seinfeld Trivia, and it's a wonderful gig. It's just yet another way of keeping the fandom alive. Vinny, I think we can sort of wrap up. We've been going on long enough on this on this intro pod. This is really meant just for everyone to understand what this podcast will be about. We're going to be discussing all 9 seasons of Seinfeld. We are 2 huge fans. Just to be clear, though, we don't know everything. We're probably going to make a few mistakes from time to time. Please let us know if we need to correct any statements or any facts or what we believe are facts. But we're basically here just to show our love for Seinfeld.
Yep.
I mean, 16 years since the show has ended, and it's still in syndication. It's still being referenced.
I love that Jerry still talks about that the humor is still very relatable to today, the relationships, the interpersonal relationships. The hairstyles have changed, and the cell phones have gotten smaller. But when you look at it, it's still these relationships between these 4 people, and they're still very relatable to what goes on in our lives, too. So that's why I think it's still on TV.
Yes, absolutely, man. Well, there you go. We're going to be starting off with the pilot episode known as the Seinfeld Chronicles, which you can find in this podcast feed. If you'd like to reach out to us, you can email us at seincast@gmail.com, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter @Seincast. There you go. So thanks again for downloading the show, and we'll check back with you soon.